again to Mole Shell. We're getting better at the loot, and this time we've got another episode where we're going to do a few bits just to get on our way again. So the checklist today is we're going to go get Eredrim, which is another shell. We'll find a different version of Sester, just so you know where that is, and we will get the weapon that we're going to use, which is called the Hammer and Chisel. So, sorry Sester, we'll stop the music and get her moving. It's quite a long way, and there will be various enemies, and we're not going to kill them all, otherwise this will be a very long video. The tar would help, but we will kill the easy ones. Shouldn't have wasted the resolve there, but never mind. Get up like last time. So what we're going to do is head this way, get in a bear trap, get hit by an arrow, and that was all part of the plan. Avoid these guys. Jesus, that was a bad example of exiting Harden. Right. Let's see if they come. He's not going to come. Big guy is. I am having a mare. It shows you how easy it is. Let's get some stamina back. Okay. It's a little bit of a gauntlet, the next bit. And he's there to surprise you. We don't want to die on our way to Eredrim, so let's bring out the big guns. Luckily he grunts and gives it away. So this is the kind of gauntlet, so there's going to be a lot of people firing arrows at us and a lot of people trying to hit us. Jesus. Okay. That guy can wedge you there if you're not careful. Don't mind me, fellas. Do not mind me. There we go. Right, he's going to be a problem if we don't get him now. Oh Christ. Well. So far we're off to a bad start, I would say. There's an item up here which we'll grab. It's a one-off, so you don't need to come back. So the effigies, I don't think I've mentioned them. I mentioned there's an item to swap your weapon. There's also items to swap your shell. But they are finite, so you can't keep using them over and over again. And that one would turn me into Solomon, so I can't use it at the moment. Time for the tank. So you can see straight away that Eredrim has a lot of health and not a lot of stamina. Also, only 3 resolve. So he can be a bit of a pain when you're trying to move around, because as you just saw, we didn't last long before we ran out of stamina and had to stop. But let's just chat to this lady. So this is the corrupted Sester. She doesn't say much. She's another merchant, and she has an infinite stock of the effigies. Some tar consumables. Some nectar, sorry. That will actually throw you out of your shell, so you can, if you want to do that for any reason, exit your shell. And this one will give us a boost to our tarnished shield. We will pack it up at some point, but not yet. So we're now going to get the Hammer and Chisel, so that's the weapon I'll be using. And if you do want to go with Eredrim, I'm still undecided, but I think it'll be Solomon. He's very much the tank, so his skills are all about surviving longer, and you get a buff for every enemy you kill, so every enemy you kill it goes up 1. That's one of his abilities you have to buy, and that increases your damage done. Don't know the percentage on that, but I can tell you now, if you can get it to 100 like I have before, it makes a big difference. For example, I was in this zone that we're going into now, and I was using the Hammer and Chisel with Eredrim, having the buff at 100, which is the max, and I was killing things in a couple of hits, and then if you switch to Solomon, it was taking 4 or 5 hits, so it's almost 100% damage increase, I think. So it's pretty useful. You've just got to keep him alive and not get ejected from him. So this is one of the temples that were mentioned. We're going to do it second. We are going to go into it and get one item once we've got this weapon. And to get weapons you have to find these little statues with a book and have a read. So this might look familiar once we're here. It's our boy. Now this fight isn't necessarily difficult, especially if you do it with Eredrim. He's got a lot of health, and the chisel doesn't hurt, but it's fast. Kind of just have to trade blows with him really, and make sure you've got opportunity to harden. Otherwise he'll do that. What I'm trying to do is get to resolve. You do have access to items, so you can heal, but if you die in this fight you just go straight back into it, so you have to beat him once you've gone in. So it's not really advised until you've got to grips with the game, which I apparently haven't. Make sure he's not able to harden before you do that. Your best bet is to swing when you're close enough, and then just back off. Like that with the dodge, which is a double tap of circle. Also seems like a worthwhile strategy. Resolve for that. That's the move we're going to go pick up if we get through this. I'm surprised I actually survived that, to be honest. Kind of matching health at the moment, which isn't very good. I don't want to heal unless I have to. That's better. Just noticed that then, you can actually cancel out of an attack, which a lot of games don't let you do that at this sort of genre. So there's a lot of combat options going on. Harden becomes significantly easier if you've upgraded your weapon at all. Because obviously you'll do a lot more damage, so... on then. One of the other benefits of Eredrim is he does do a lot of poise damage, so you'll see that Haddon is getting knocked back after a couple of hits, and he also has abilities to boost that further. So that's kind of his thing. Tank, do a lot of damage, knock people over. And if you beat him, I've now got access to that weapon. But at the moment I don't have the item to actually change to it, which will become clear later. But there it is. I'm not going to get it yet because we've got this weapon with a modification, so we're going to keep it for now.
The entrance is not far, family.
I just skipped a load of lore there, I do apologise. Here's the bigger guy, so if we're the big guy, he's the giant guy, I guess. Got a big old reach on that thing. Won't die as Eredrim. One of those hits. go a long way, especially if he gets you with that one. If you do harden in that one that's normally 3 chains, he just stops, so you can interrupt it. He's just a normal enemy in this area. Where'd he go? In this area. But thankfully there's not too many of them. It's probably like 10, 15. That's it. Let's go get... Oh, we can't get that item. So this zone is one of the temples that I mentioned earlier. We'll come back. But for now we're just going to go get an item and then get out of here. Yeah, there's little teleport points in this one, which the others don't have. There's another enemy. So these ones have nowhere near as much health, but they're fast, so you do need to be careful. That was the key. So we're just going to go to one place here and then ninja an item and get back out. That's the plan. See if we don't have to aggro him. Unfortunately, we have to kill quite a few archers now. I mean, if we can hit them. I'm having a mare. I don't want to get him earlier than we have to. No, never mind. I think he's going to come all the way around. Here he comes to wreck the day. So, I'm not healing on purpose, just in case I do get to see me getting ejected from the shell. Okay, we should be able to get there unnoticed now. I don't think that one will shoot at me. So there's these braziers here, but we don't want to touch them yet. I could do it now, but it'll spawn some more enemies and we'll just come back later. It's part of the scenery here. And one of the things that we need to do to progress. So we're just going to head back, and that will let us use the hammer. We've almost got enough tar to buy 1 quenching acid. There's 2 more to find and 2 to buy, so that is the plan. Missed! So enemies don't respawn when you warp around this place. It's just if you speak to Sester Janessa. I think we've been 5 minutes, so we can pick up this. Good. So we'll switch to this. And I mentioned the anvils earlier. Put this in. So we've inserted the Perfumed Censer into the Hammer and Chisel, and as it says, gain enough resolve from attacking enemies to activate a powerful ability. So what actually happens is you briefly exit the shell, fire a shitload of chisels in all directions, and then get back in. You're much more vulnerable in this one. You still get immunity, but it takes a lot longer than the spike attack, where you're invulnerable the whole time. So it's more dangerous to do. Just heal up.
Take.
With that. This is where we'll end this one. So we've done a little bit more shopping, and next time we're actually going to start doing things. We are going to collect quenching acids and things like that, but we're going to start clearing Fallgrim, so we've been everywhere in the central.